let's talk a little bit about the moth, what it represents, what it symbolizes, and why you may have been attracted to the thumbnail or some of the paintings that I've been putting on Instagram, somewhat like a moth to the flame yourself. But first, my name is Jessica Darling. I am an emerging artist, and I am really excited to share a more in depth reason behind these paintings and how meaningful they are, and the very reason you might be attracted to the paintings that I'm creating in this series. Let's take a second and zoom in. And this is the fun part about art. We can zoom in on something that a lot of people might never notice or things that go unnoticed. We observe and we study something very specific. And as we study it, the more meaning we can really pull out of it. Because at the end of the day, I was drawn to this tattoo design of a moth. It is on my arm. And I just thought, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get that. I don't know why. And then when I started really thinking about the backstory of the moth and its meaning, and I started drawing them, I started studying them, I just became so obsessed with them. On one aspect, we have moths use moonlight to guide them. So at first, my interpretation was, well, moths are seeking light. They're born in the dark and they're constantly seeking light. But really, what they're doing is they're using the moonlight to help them navigate and move through space. And it's our artificial lights that mess up their navigation and their like homing, beaconing systems, right? So they're using this subtle glow of moonlight to help them travel, which is so beautiful if you think about it. Because when I think about the moon, when I think about moonlight, I think about intuition. I think about this subtle hint. We can't see, even when there's a full moon, we can't see super well, but we can feel our way through a dark night. And so the sun is very obvious. It's like the sun to me is like, go this way, turn left, make a right there. And it's very clear directions, but the moon is more subtle. It's that intuitive pull that we get, that gut feeling that we receive. For me, the moon represents our intuition, and the moth is using that to navigate their life and figure out and use that their senses, that sixth sense of that feeling of knowing that this is the next step and this is the right move and I'm going to make this step forward. So we have this interpretation, which is why a lot of these paintings I wanted them to be dark and moody, and I was really trying to play with this idea of a glowy effect. Like there's a lot of dark colors, but then the oranges and stuff, there's this glowing quality to them. But then let's look at another aspect of the moth, and that is their personality. Like if you go online after this and you look, or even I'll post them, and you look at pictures of moths, they have so much character and they look really silly. Like they look like they would have the personality of like a little puppy dog, because they also have fur, which is different than butterflies. They have a layer of fur on them to keep them warm because they're always out at night. And so they're just kind of like these fluffy little insects with big personalities, and their faces, they just kind of look like they have this smirk on their face, like they're like it's like they have an inside joke that that they're sharing amongst each other. But then when they open their wings, they have this big scary camouflage. So this could tie back to a few things in your life. One, you could be going through a period of time like a dark night of the soul, like a moment where you have to go through and process some heavy stuff, and you're using your guidance system, your intuition to help you figure out next steps. Or maybe it's a little bit lighter and you're just trying to like feel out, okay, what am I going to do next? Where am I going to go next? The other aspect that could be the reason why you're drawn to some of these paintings is that moths also, like I said, have this quirky, funny personality when you look at them up close, but they're guarded. They have this defense mechanism. They can be camouflaged and you would never see them. Like I've had moths at the front of my house and we have brick, and there's been a moth on there and I almost didn't even see it. So they're hiding in plain sight. Or they have this big scary image. They look like a big scary animal to protect themselves from predators, to make the predators think, I can't go combat that animal or insect or whatever. It's much bigger than me. But in reality, we know it's their disguise, it's their mask, it's their armor. So maybe you have some of that. There's a part of you on the inside that's like sweet and innocent and playful, and you don't let a lot of real people see that aspect of you because you have this camouflage, or maybe you have this armor that you're carrying around with you. And I think what the moth does is it tells us that there are times and places to use that camouflage, use our armor, and to protect ourselves, but then there's times to let it down and play and have fun. Yeah, since I've been studying moths, I've just found them so fascinating. They seek light, they have camouflage, they have armor, they have ways to protect themselves, but they're just these little characters with so much energy and so much life, and they just seem so fun and playful. So if you are attracted to these paintings, maybe that's why. Maybe you are going through something. Maybe things are shifting in your life. Maybe you're having to go through something heavy. Maybe even you're in a period where you need to be in that cocoon to process something heavy. And you're going to be stepping into a new cycle in your life. There's a lot of ways we can interpret it, and maybe I'll do more on the subject if you guys want to talk about it more. But I just find that they're fascinating. And that is a big thing of why I've been studying for my own life. I feel like I have been in a cocoon stage, and I'm finally stepping into that new cycle. And I'm letting my guard down a little bit, and I'm trying to like let a little bit more of my real personality shine through and have a little more fun and be a little more playful. Once again, thank you guys for joining me. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. My name is Jessica Darling. This video was brought to you by jessicadarlingstudio.com. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next video.